when one of the oldest rivalries in NFL history is renewed once again this Sunday as the Redskins welcome the Cowboys. There's going to be no shortage of trash talk, fireworks, and over-the-top physical play. And that's just going to be in one particular matchup between Dez Bryant and Josh Norman. Bryant, the Cowboys' star wide receiver who is one touchdown away from being franchise leader in touchdown receptions, is averaging just under 5 catches for 73 yards and .6 touchdowns in 12 career games against Washington. Norman, the shutdown corner for the Redskins, has missed the last 2 games with broken ribs. He has been itching to return to the field since his injury, as Washington has lost 2 of their last 3 and will be bringing everything he has to his matchup with Bryant. The history between these two is well documented and was even turned into a profitable venture off the field for the 2 players as they were featured in separate commercials for the new Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Norman's ad released first, where he faces a room full of reporters asking questions about Bryant, to which Norman doesn't respond verbally, but instead draws animations of the receiver with sticks of butter for hands on his new Samsung. Bryant's response ad aired 2 weeks later, featuring a similar scenario as he drew Norman as a turtle instead of trash-talking him to the reporters. The ads shined a new light on the relationship between the two, as Bryant said he and Norman are more like frenemies than bad-blooded rivals. "I think it's good how we can do something, make something fun out of it, and give people something fun to look at it," Bryant told John Machota of the Dallas Morning News. "But, at the same time, it's still competitive, if that makes sense. I think that's the cool thing about the commercial. We get to show our competitive side and our fun side at the same time." Norman took a similar approach to the ad campaign, calling the two advertising bugs. As Machota points out, however, it's much easier to get along with your opponent when you're not suited up on a Sunday. "It was a nice little lucrative check off the field," Norman said. "On the field, maybe something totally different. You never know what you get until Sunday gets here, man. I'm a totally different guy talking to you right now than I will be Sunday in between those white lines." Between the lines, both of these guys are fierce competitors that sometimes let their emotions get the best of them. Here's a snippet off an interview with Bryant after the Cowboys beat the Redskins on Thanksgiving Day last season. Bryant's comment that Washington should get their money back for Norman is rooted in the fact that in 2 games against the Redskins last season, Bryant put up 12 catches for 174 yards. He didn't find the end zone, however, and with a franchise record on the line this week, Norman will be looking to keep that streak alive. Yet Bryant says that the record is the last thing on his mind. In fact, he even told reporters he didn't want to talk about it after practice on Friday. Eventually, he spoke briefly. "You don't want to be thinking about that," Bryant said. "That will take away from everything that you've been trying to do or working on. You've got to let that stuff come to you. That's what I'm going to do. If it comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. It'll eventually come." No matter what happens on Sunday between the Cowboys and the Redskins, one thing is for sure, fans will see a much different Norman and Bryant than they have seen this offseason, even if they stay true to their word and swap jerseys after the game.